Hello, 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 and welcome back to the RuPaul's Drag Race RHAP here on RHAP We Know Reality TV. I'm one of your hosts, Beth Dixon, and I'm so excited to be breaking down season 18, episode 4. And yes, still 12 queens available there, as I was just talking about with our guest right beforehand. But not only do we have a special guest, as we have been for each week, we also have the other co-host in the saddle with us, Aman Adwin. Aman, how are you doing? How's this blizzard weekend been treating you?
It's been okay. Like, I was expecting so much more given the coverage that I was getting. Like, I was expecting like at least 2 feet.
Yeah.
But we're fine. Like, yes, like the city has kind of like shut down over here in Philly for today and for tomorrow. And as of the recording of this podcast, today means Monday, and tomorrow means Tuesday. So yes, we're still in the recovery stage of it all. But like,
But wait,
I'm
what's
fine.
the
We're
day
good.
after Tuesday? I was just learning the days of the week with Aman. But we got Monday, and then there's Tuesday, and then
Yeah, so we're
Blurnsday.
A-okay over here.
Excellent. And you just heard her wonderful voice. We are excited to welcome a queen of queens coming on down is Sarah Carradine. Also for today, Sarah Tonin. I was gonna say, my gosh, I ruined that. I ruined it, Sarah.
My beautiful gag. My beautiful gag.
Welcome to the stage, Sarah Tonin.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Aman. Hello, Beth. Hello, everybody. I was just following the Australian queens who generally have gag names rather than the Americans who seldom have gag names. So Sarah Tonin. I tried a few on Beth before, and we picked that as the best.
I like serotonin. The thing, I have a gag name because mine is a gust of wind. That's always been the thing. And I'm a big fan of the gag names. So, Aman, do you have a drag name?
I have 2. I don't think either of them are considered gags because one of them is just anemone, which is just like,
I love that.
I'm a Pisces and it's fishy and fun.
And it makes you think of that cute moment from Finding Nemo.
And then yes, exactly. And then the other one is just Amante, which I think is more of a portmanteau than it is a gag. So
Amante is gag adjacent.
It's like right on that line.
Yeah. My real drag name is Joy de Vivre.
And you know what? Before we recorded, actually before today, Sarah sent me a photo of the first time in drags, or one of the first. Was that the first time or
that was
one of
the first time in drag? Yeah, 17.
Let me tell you, she looked amazing.
Thank you.
So let's talk about it. You know, Sarah, you have obviously been a fan of Drag Race and such, but obviously you've had your own experiences with drag. What has that been like for you so far?
Well, it was really that intersection. It was the I was 17 in the late 70s, everybody. Yes, that's true. Ask me anything. I had run away from home. I had fallen among lesbians. I was doing performance stuff, not performance art exactly, but I had a feminist theatre troupe called Baggy Hag. Yes, that's what we were called. And it was all sort of rough and ready, and whole groups of people coming together in large share households that I just don't think you get anymore. The most people I lived with was 25. And they were all, singers, dancers, writers, costumiers, drag queens. So it's interesting when you think about mashing. So I would never have called myself a drag queen because in those days it was gay men dressing as women and were often called female impersonators. Certainly the famous ones on television were called female impersonators. I broke my mother's heart by telling her that Hinge and Bracket were men. She had no idea.
Oh,
she adored them. And I told her they were men, and she hated me even more than she had previously. And declared she would never watch them again. And I thought, well, good, more for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
But so Hinge and Bracket would have been called female impersonators back then, certainly. So when I dressed like that, it never occurred to me that it was drag. But now with cis women being drag things, drag performers, I thought, oh yeah, that was my first time in drag. So I just thought I looked it out and I sent it to you. Yeah.
I think, it kind of drag, it can be an identity of sorts, right?
Yes.
It's an identity of art for sure. And it sometimes is even the means of finding expression for one's identity. But what I like the most about drag identity is that if you asked a lot of cis women, like in the 70s and 60s and such, who were rock stars or who were like, take Dolly Parton, that's drag. Honey, that's drag. That's high Southern glam drag right there. And I think now that we have that understanding that, a lot of the things that we have pointed as like the peak of femininity, I'm sorry, the Victoria's Secret thing, that can be high camp drag at times.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
But even if you think about someone like Susie Sue, who is, not anti-feminine, just not feminine, that's still drag. That's a persona. I went to her concerts. I had her T-shirts. Yes.
Merlina Dietrich in the same capacity, So
absolutely,
darling.
Yes. So it was all for me a whole melange of. Oh, that'd be a great drag name. Welcome to the stage.
Homelange.
Homelange. I love it.
I love it. But I was doing cabaret, and I was doing. If I think about one cabaret that I did with a banana in my pants, I had a leotard and a top hat and a fishnet stocking and a banana in my pants. And I went, and what I now know, it's reading. And I was thinking the other day, like, how did I know how to read? I went to drag shows.
Let me tell you, I learned to read not at all. I'm so bad at reading. I'm really good at reading 3 days later in the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's where it's.
Oh, that's what I could have said. That kind of thing. Yeah. Well, clearly we have somebody with expertise opinions. Aman, did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. I was just trying to say, like, I love that oral history that you just gave us. It was very it just reminds you that like drag is like more than just like what American RuPaul's Drag Race is, y'all. Like gender expression is not a uniquely American experience, and it's a global experience, and it manifests itself in many different ways. So I'm glad that you gave us a little bit of like your perspective on like what you have experienced with drag as an art form or an art expression or whatever you want to call it. I really appreciated that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. More stories to come, perhaps off the air.
Hey. Well, and this is why we wanted to have you on, not just because I know that you have expressed interest in coming on and we wanted to make sure we honored that, but because I knew that with your performance background that there's going to be a lot that I'm sure you could say about drag in particular. And if we have you on a mostly design challenge, construction challenge,
fashion.
And I am, the tiara is there, people. We know we got the queen here. So let's talk about this episode. So episode 4 had a little bit of drama in it. It had some very interesting dynamics of what the challenge had to bring. And I am excited to break all of that down with you. Aman, what were your overall thoughts of this episode?
I was kind of conflicted about, because I feel like with Drag Race, you're kind of encouraged to sort of be like, who was the right one in this situation? Yeah. And to me, I was like, I don't know. I kind of felt like Briar Blush didn't quite understand some of the critique that she was getting. Maybe I'm being a little bit too nice. Maybe I'm being a little bit too like forgiving. But I just felt like she was kind of just like taking all of the critiques from La Roach. Yes, thank you.
Don't worry, I'll never forget La's name. He's like, I'm so obsessed with it.
I fell on the ground when I saw it.
Yeah. Right. I'm just like, maybe this is the first time they're hearing that they're, a little bit abrasive, take things a little bit too far. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and if you guys disagree with me, please do, just to like put me in check. But like that was like my biggest takeaway from the post main stage, post Untucked and all of that. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. So in the episode, Sarah, the Briar is receiving critique. So we're going to come right out of the gate, guys. This is like, let's be honest, this is the most important thing to happen in the episode. We can talk about
Yeah.
the fashion. We're going to talk about that. We have all the queens. But the biggest plot point here being that while receiving critiques, Briar Blush seemed to kind of start to wobble and collapsed up against Juicy and passed out. With her eyes very strikingly wide open as well, I will say that even passed out, Briar has such an incredible face. But there were some queens that didn't seem to believe that maybe this was a real thing. And then there were some other queens that maybe that were clearly like really, really scared by this as well. Sarah Tonin, I'm going to ask you the big question.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, Briar, yes, she had a hard episode.
Yeah.
She can dish it out, but she can't take it, and that to me is really sad. It's like if you can dish it out, take it, and all the abrasive, rude, outrageously insensitive queens that we have seen on Drag Race before, if they can take it, great. If they can't, then it's just cruelty. And I think Briar's very young, isn't she?
Yeah,
very
she's one of the
young.
youngest queens in the chat or in the show.
And she's been one that I started out liking. Oh, you're going to be one that I really like and follow. And she's really fallen off for me. When she started to faint, I thought, come on. But she had the eyes very open, and she did, because I watched it again just to check, because in the end I decided, no, it is actually real. She does 3 little totters to the side, tot, 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 with her heels. And I think if you pretend to faint, you tend to do that elegant collapse in upon yourself. So, and she's not the first queen to faint on the main stage.
No, she's not.
I mean, we know it all. You've got the heat, the hair, the corset. I do think she'd had a hard day. And the judges, including the Marvelous Law, told her what they thought. And she is perhaps not used to hearing that. One thing, I know we'll talk more about him, but one thing about Law Roach that I really love, and I loved him on
Legendary.
But also, the fashion show that I love that's been going for 21 seasons, Thing.
Oh.
Project Runway.
There we go. Okay.
We did get there. I mean, not only does he have the experience, the eye, the taste, everything like that, he just looks straight down the barrel at you and tells you exactly what he thinks. And there's no edge, there's no nastiness, there's no Michael Kors, there's no bitchiness. That can be very hard to take, because if someone says, oh, you look fucking ugly, you go, oh, that bitch, But if someone says, this is ill-constructed and it doesn't suit you and the color combination is horrible, that's really hard to take, because it's a plain statement from experience. So I think all those combined, she checked out. I understand why some queens want it to be made up, but I came down on the side of it being real. What about you, Beth?
I'm somebody that I tend to believe what people are putting out in front of us, and I'd rather be told afterwards that I was deceived than to judge somebody the other way. I saw someone faint. I mean, we've seen people faint on other reality shows. On this one itself, this seemed real. I think where people got weirded out, myself included, was the reaction, how she came out of it. But I've also seen people, like, one of the best fainting moments of Survivor, this sounds awful, is when Lauren in Edge of Extinction, is it? She falls, and the first thing that she goes, they go, Lauren, you passed out. She went, damn it, just like that. So like, it is so easy. And Aman is our nurse in training and nurse school here. Like, I have to ask you, like, from your perspective as somebody who is just starting your studies, as a professional.
So you're ahead of both of us.
Like I immediately went into that zone, and I am not a nurse yet, y'all. But like I was like, no, like if I were assessing this person, this patient, where would I be coming from with an assessment? And to me, it felt very real. Again, I could be a little, inexperienced. I am, but it felt very real. And I feel like we've seen other faintings on reality TV where people have not closed their eyes when they faint. It's just like your body kind of just like pauses, you collapse,
And it's
then
not
you
like
come
her eyes
to.
were moving around either. When she was
Nope.
fainted, they were still. And that's the thing, is like, if people are truly unconscious, you don't have the rapid eye movement that you would have if you were fainting and then like trying to hold your gaze. They would move a little bit sometimes, you know, especially if you're trying not to blink, which you would also probably try not to do in this situation. I really think this was real, that this was something that she experienced.
What do we think about the producers choosing to air the fact that Vita said this is a show? Because that to me felt like we see nothing from this girl aside from her like being a powerful seamstress, and now all of a sudden the producers want us to know that she felt like this was fake. Is this like a beginning of a villain arc for her? Is that like I'm wondering what do you guys think?
I don't think it's a villain arc yet. I think she's been shown to be strategic in how she like said that she wanted disco when she really didn't. She wanted to get punk, but she wanted to get under her competition's skin. And I think if you are somebody who is planning to deceive others, you just assume deception of others. So like, I think that's what's happening with her. But I don't know if it's a villain story. Sarah, what do you think?
Well, I think she genuinely thought that it was fake, because from their point of view, looking along, and she was right, she was at the other end, looking along the line of girls, all she saw was her going down. She didn't see the precursor. I think basically, you know, every accusation is an admission. I think she was thinking, yeah, if I was in the terrible straits that she's in, I'd faint too.
I always say,
fair,
I think it gives us something more. I mean, I've liked Vita's presentations very much, but I keep going, where are you? Where are you? Even in her confessionals, I go, I can't, I want to like you. You're handsome out of drag, you're beautiful in drag, your costuming is fantastic, your padding, but where are you? And it's interesting that in past seasons, contestants have been have been critiqued by Michelle and others of, we're not seeing you, and they're not saying that to Vita. So are they seeing something we're not seeing? I tend to think that can't be true, because the editors are smart and they want to give us a show. So back to your
Vita has
specific
mostly
question,
been safe,
something.
right?
Yes,
so
that's
it's
true.
And this is I felt like this was one of the few times on the runway where we did see more. I hate to say it like this, but a point of view, not like a personality or something, but just something that showed where she's coming from. I loved that. But what I've been getting kind of like one note in confessionals and in acting. It hasn't been incredibly dynamic, I would say. So yeah, I think that with her biggest issue has been not knowing how to shine the bright light she is, clearly. What do you guys think about, I mean, clearly other queens were looking around in Untucked. You better believe I turned on Untucked so fast. I was like, I need to watch this right now to see what these queens are going to be talking about with Briar fainting. I was surprised Briar never went back to Untucked, and I felt like the queens were really kind of looking at each other to be like, all right, who else here thinks it's fake? But nobody wanted to really say it out loud. Did anybody else get that sense, Aman? Did you get that?
I did too, which makes me feel kind of like horrible about my assessment of the queens. But like, it's so cutthroat these days with this damn comp that I'm like, I get it. Like, I get you like always figuring that someone's trying to get one over. And like the critiques for Briar weren't even that bad for me to be like, I 100% believe she was trying to get out of it in some way, because like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I don't put it past these queens to assume that automatically.
Yeah,
I think they were clearly wrestling with wanting to be sympathetic and sisterly, but also if she doesn't come back now and for the the less
Yeah.
best of the besties, are they now up for singing,
Elimination,
lip syncing, when they would
Yeah.
not have been had Bri been available to lip sync? And I think if the general consensus was that it was going to be Bri and the marvelous Can You Please Her? Come on. Love her. Love her.
What a
love
great name.
her.
Isn't she
Great
great?
name,
Oh my
great
God, I
person.
love her.
I just wish her clothes were better because I want her to win.
I
but she can't.
know,
She can't
like-
win
I
with those.
can't wait to talk about it
She cannot
because
win.
yeah.
Yeah, but so I think there was a general consensus that it was going to be the two of them, and then the other bottom queens would have been thinking, well, if Bri doesn't come back, is it going to be me by default? And someone even said, does Bri get a fast pass to the next episode?
Let's,
Obviously,
you know what?
an Amazing Race fan.
Let's talk about it now, Beth. Like,
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about the outfits. How do we also feel about this concept of a challenge? Because the pop culture enthusiasts of me loved the concept of mashing up red carpet looks, but I'm also like, is this so hard because of the randomness of it? Some of these materials do not go together, but maybe that's the whole concept, is mashing up things that don't go together.
I think that the concept is exactly that. And I also think that clearly the queens who had harder combinations were rightfully praised for what they were able to do with it, which that's the whole point, right? It's not just to show pop culture and design, it's also to showcase like something we may have never seen before. And that's why I love this challenge. What do you think, Sarah? Did you like the concept?
I did, and I love it when the main challenge is the runway. Not every episode. I like a main challenge and then a runway, because you can redeem a terrible performance in RDR Live by having a great garment, or the other way around. But I love it when the main challenge is the runway. And what I think here is very clever about this concept is that it was in pairs. Because if you are alone with, for example, this first one that we're looking at, you could rightly be critiqued for the ghastly color combination. But if there are two of you in the ghastly color combination, it becomes, how did you integrate the two? And that's what I was looking for. And for me, the very few successful ones were a true integration, whereas others, Athena, were just one garment is one and one garment is the other, and you put them together. So I really liked it. I liked that we're looking at these wonderful red carpet moments. The addition on top that the judges didn't really critique them on, it's supposed to be, oh no, sorry, I was going to say it's supposed to be the show closing. It's supposed to be a red carpet. So, but who knows? Who knows a red carpet for what? Because everything goes on the red carpet now.
Well, and that's what I thought was cool about this as well, is I actually like the idea of plainly telling them up front, there will be a winner and a loser from these besties that you guys have now chosen. Clearly letting you know where you stand. And all of a sudden, you have pairs that are two really good seamstresses, and one person who's a really good seamstress, and one person who isn't good, or somebody who needs a redemption in this, or whatever. And it made for a very interesting dynamic, not just between the two of them trying to help each other, but also trying to outdo somebody that they just said was one of their besties in the competition. What a great way, I think, for us to explore different kinds of challenges and judging styles. Because sometimes, you know, we're happy when it's in teams and they judge by teams. Sometimes we wish it was by individualism. I love when we have moments like this where we know going in what stakes are on the table. So let's go through these looks. We have Juicy Love Dion is first. She was matched with Briar, who we have next. They had the task of combining Lil Nas X and Rihanna with this pink cowboy, and just I've always thought that this gown from Rihanna has felt like a really luxurious like robe gown that you would like imagine her walking through a palace, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just like always love that so much. But they had to combine the two of them, and Juicy was in the top 3. She was the winner of the two. And Aman, what did you think of Juicy's outfit?
I thought she did a great job. Like, yes, we were already kind of prompted on like what each pair was going to do, but I felt like if I were like watching this without having the prior knowledge, it'd be like, oh, there are like certain hallmarks that remind me of each look. Like the yellow train of it all totally reminds me of Rihanna's Met Gala look. And then the pink shoulder pads are so exemplary of the 2020 Grammys look for Lil Nas X. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's so queer. It's just so fun. But I do agree with Michelle though, in that like maybe you need a bit more fur on the hemmings to just give it a bit more of a luxurious, indulgent feel. But I think that she obviously had a vision. Now, how much of it she was able to execute on her own because she asked Jane for a lot of help, leaves some questions to be answered, but the end result is still pretty good.
What did you think, Sarah? What did you think of her outfit?
Well, I think my negative would be it does look cheap, unfortunately. Part of the cheapness of the look is the color combination. I do like pink and yellow, but it's more pink with some yellow or yellow with some pink. Juicy Love Dion has given us half and half, which I suppose is the mashup. But I think the structure is really beautiful. I love the shoulder pads. She's quite small, so she's done these very structured shoulder pads, but has not exaggerated them, which would have put the whole garment out of balance. The hood, to me, is what elevates it. Can I say baby coming out of a vagina hood? But see, that's camp.
She is the baby in this competition.
She's a little baby coming out of a furry
Come on,
mouth.
crowning.
Come on, crowning.
Crowning. Shut up.
I think what she needed to do was edge the bodysuit in yellow fabric, not yellow fur. But I mean, that's muff on muff violence. She lined it like that's something. So I was surprised when that walked out, as I say, with the hood being the elevation. She should never have taken the hood down. She wanted to show her hair. Yeah. It's like, they can see your hair, baby. It's okay. They can see it.
There's also not much more hair to show.
Yeah, it's like just the rest of it. And she certainly sells really well. So, I was really, really pleased with this because this is a difficult combo.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was immediately transported color combination wise to Detox's Marie Antoinette look. And when she came out in this, I was like, I almost see how you could do this now because of that. And I loved this. I agreed with Michelle tenfold about the fur needs to be way bigger because this just looks like I got this off of a Halloween store rack thing. You know what I mean? For like or it's like for the stage for some kind of costume or whatever that you wouldn't actually be wearing out and being luxurious. And love everything. I agreed with the fur on the muff was a choice. But I think this was gorgeous. I do think she deserved to be the winning partner. Because here is Breyer. Yeah. Unfortunately, Breyer is, despite her hard week, put in the bottom and lip syncs and is eliminated. Sarah, let me know what you think about Breyer's look here.
Well, pants are hard, y'all. If you've ever sewn a pair of pants or gone to a store and tried a pair of pants on, you will understand that pants are super hard. Plus, in a day, plus Breyer's not a sewer, is it a sewer? She doesn't look like she's a sewer. Then add this shiny is not anyone's friend, unless it's sequins. This shiny leg fabric. It's like she's doing aerobics in 1978. And here's one who said, okay, yellow bottom, that's one costume, and then pink top, that's the other costume. But I'm not seeing a feeling that goes across. There's no, I suppose there's a bit of a cape, but the inspiration garment is a broad, skirt, cape peignoir, as Beth would have it. So it's this skinny cape, this strange strapping. I suppose she's taking it from the jacket. I don't know. I'm sorry, Briar. I know that you fainted and you had a hard week, but this was not it. And then when the crotch came undone, it was like, yeah.
Okay, we got to get into that. Okay, so this is, to me, faint gate immediately turned into crotch gate, which immediately, when she lip synced and then was done, there was just no seam anymore. It was just wide open. And going to show you just how hard it is to put together pants. Like, again, I just want to put that out there. I like the top cape portion if everything else was something different. It's like she tried to go for like combining jazzercise with like some kind of Egyptian
the King and I. She's an extra from The King and I.
Yeah, there you go. The drag version, the drag brunch version, maybe. So I just
the Queen and Me.
The Queen and Me. I just feel like I like that this looks a little different, right? Pants that are like a bodysuit that go up into a cape that goes over.
Don't get me wrong. That. I love pants on a queen. Absolutely love pants on a queen.
Yeah, I like how this is. I just don't think she did the execution of it, and I don't think she had the time for it. I think the top part is so interesting, and the rest of it was like, well, I spent all my time on that, so I got it. Even though we know that it takes so long to make pants, but Aman, what did you think about Briar?
I just don't know what's going on at the front of the cape.
Oh yeah. Where the boobs are supposed to be, but apparently that's also where the cape is coming to. These queens don't know tip placement.
Yeah. It's giving shower curtain. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that Law did kind of stick up for her a little bit with the choice of the shoes, because I also immediately understood where she was coming from with those shoes. So I don't think that the shoes were the worst part of this outfit. Everything just seems very it's just not cohesive. It's not coming together as a look. It looks very much like I've been given unconventional materials, and I'm going to show you how unconventional they are, as opposed to how conventional they actually are.
Which is funny because they had conventional materials for the most part this time. So
and of all design challenges, this one requires cohesion. So I think right from the she fell down at the concept and she was lost.
That's, I think, ultimately at the end of the day, we need to have some semblance of what you're drawing inspiration from. And I didn't get that. Like, if somebody said this outfit was inspired by Lil Nas X and Rihanna, I would have been like,
Lil Nas X and Rihanna who?
Yeah. What? Versus I could see that with Juicy's, right? We could see the idea that it's kind of like the shoulders from the jacket of that he's wearing, and you've got the flow and like the trim that's fur, just like Rihanna's gown. So like I got that. There's nothing here that makes me think of either of the outfits.
Yeah, and with Juicy, the fittedness of the bodice area going down into the waist and hips, even though there's no direct correlation, it nods to the fittedness of Lil Nas X's outfit. So that's what I was looking for not just color and elements like the shoulder pads, but also does it nod to it? Is there a cohesion?
1,000%. So we move on to our next couple, Mikey Meeks, who was teamed up with Nene Coco, and they had J-Lo and Nicki Minaj, which I'm sure they're really happy that they're showcasing Nicki Minaj in 2026 now. But besides that, we have, I love that they tried to paint this like as if it's a hard idea to come up with Jungle and Cheetah together.
Cheetahs live in the jungle.
I was like, are we really trying to make it seem like they had a hard combo to go with? And I'm going to be 1,000% honest with y'all. This is one, in my opinion, that I think the judges got wrong. I think Mikey had a much more interesting outfit than Nene, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I don't understand why Cheetah and Jungle were considered not comparable, because Cheetah and the floral print are beautiful together. I absolutely actually love this look,
Mhm.
even if they considered it to be safe. I loved it. I thought that the blue enmeshed with
yes.
the top bust line of the leopard, and then the leopard exceeding into the hair is so great. And the paint is what really drives it home. I'm like, girl, there's a vision. I love it. The flowiness, it represents all of the extravagance of J-Lo repeating this look over and over and over again for at least 3 decades. I loved it. I really did.
Sarah, what did you think?
Oh, this was a pair that I thought there was a bee's dick between. Like, this was not obvious who they were going to choose. And I think it came down to a little bit of taste. Michelle didn't like the blue illusion. I loved it. I thought it was inspired.
Me too.
Because where is it in any of the inspirations? Nowhere. Does it pull the look together? Yes, it does. So I think she really did that integration. I absolutely adore the sort of été waist with the long dripping embellishments. Super flattering because it takes your hips and waist, and then the elegance of the length of it. The way she controlled the flow of the fabric was inspired. The hair, I think everything. I really, really loved this. And I particularly thought that the blue illusion was what elevated it and made it Mikey Meeks, and not, oh, I'm going to squash 2 fabrics together.
I really liked the blue illusion, for the exception of, and this is, you can't avoid this, especially if you're only on a time crunch and such. It's the fact that it's dark right where the seams are.
Mhm.
That if it was integrated a little differently, would appear maybe to not seem so out of place, because I think those dark blue seams on her shoulders end up kind of taking some focus, even though there's a lot to focus on.
What you'd have to do is like a raglan sleeve,
yeah,
and then let that collar cover down to the bust line the seams.
And what I also thought was, okay, well, if you got rid of the blue, it would have been really cool to have those applique on her skin. So that was the only other thing I thought about that would have been really interesting. But I really liked Mikey's look. This is Nene Coco next, who was her partner, who was the winning bestie. Both of them were safe. Neither of them were in the top or the bottom. And this looks like a cat suit that she draped some toilet paper that was green around. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't look. I love the headpiece.
What are you talking about?
But I think it's in like the fabric, because this is this is what happens with cheetah print or any kind of print, especially if there's a stretch to it. It looks stretched out in the bust and lighter because of it. And then she smartly covered that as much as she could, and she did make it look cool, but it looks cheap. It doesn't look.
It's not bold enough. It's
No.
not bold. It's not as bold as Mikey Meeks. It's just, it's beautiful. It's great. Like, this is someone who clearly knows how to construct an outfit. I love the radiation of the green across the leopard. But, and again, I feel like we always have to have this disclaimer. Bitch, I don't sew. I'm not a seamstress. So,
bitch, I do sew.
But yes, Sarah can fucking sew. So
And she
her
can say
opinion
what
is
she
going to
say.
hold a little bit more weight than ours is.
Aman and Beth
Aman, you have eyes, and you can demand that performers on a national stage and international stage are able to do things better than you, and you're allowed to look at them and say, not very well sewn, whether you can sew or not. I really like this. Like, I really like it.
Okay.
My quibble with it is, it's Nicki Minaj's outfit with J-Lo's outfit on top.
Okay.
So while I like it as an outfit,
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
While I like it as an outfit, when you take it as it's supposed to be a cohesive integration of the 2 outfits, then she is one of the girls who took one outfit and put the other outfit on top.
Mhm.
So for both the reasons that Mikey Meeks's is much more interesting, thought through, elegantly shown, she knows how to sell a garment, I would have given Mikey the win, but I don't think Nini's is horrible. I just
No,
don't think it took the challenge to where it challenged her.
And I want to be clear, I don't think she should have been in the bottom at all. I just don't think that she should have been the winning bestie out of the two. Not that it mattered to them in any way, but
yeah.
Track record.
Track record's important. That's right. Next, we have the duo of Discord Adams and Jane Don't, who were given the Cher Oscar look and the Sarah Paulson look. Aman, you are ready to go. Let's go.
I struggle with this one. I really do. And I'm glad that we have Sarah here to like give us a little bit more constructive critique about these two looks, because I hate them both.
Me too.
And
I like Jane's. I don't love it, but I like Jane's. I don't like Discord's at all.
I like one part of Jane's.
I something about Discord's feels so like unfinished and not full, and something about Jane's is so
she's being eaten by it.
Thank you. It's like I feel like the black swallows the green in a way that I don't love, but they loved it, and that's okay. Like maybe it is better than Discord's. I really haven't decided. For myself, I really haven't. But it's just not. Neither one. I definitely would not look at any one of these looks and be like, oh yeah, that's definitely Cher and Sarah Paulson. I think that really has more to do with the fact that I think Sarah Paulson's look is not as distinctive. Unfortunately, apparently, I think that Cher's look is very iconic and distinctive. Sarah's is not, but it just, I don't know. They were such hard things to combine together, so I don't envy them, but I'm just not feeling either. I'm really not.
Sarah, I'm sorry. I had a really shady thought that I'm not going to say on.
Say.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I'll put it in the chat. Okay, history corner with Auntie Sarah.
Oh, let's go.
So I think the audience, you, us, we, everyone looking, is so familiar with this Cher image, and it's still extraordinary today.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you, at the time she wore it, it was the outfit heard around the world. It was outrageous. People didn't even know how to talk about it. They didn't know whether to be scandalized. They didn't know what they were looking at. It's very hard to convey to a younger crowd just how iconic this is in terms of, I mean, iconic, we throw that word around, but it changed things. She changed things. The designer changed things by not only her wearing it. I mean, her wearing it is like amazing. And if you look at the garments she wears in her show, they're all, quite outrageous. But this, at the Oscars, that's what you have to try. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, try and put your mind into the idea of the Oscars as, the highest level of achievement, and all the members of the Academy are 100 years old, and everybody's, well-dressed or not well-dressed. I miss those days because people dressed themselves. They didn't have stylists. So there was some huge and hilarious messes.
Except for you, La. We're really happy about you, La Roach.
Absolutely. He is the only one allowed.
By him.
He's the only one allowed. Well, I love you. I already said that.
No.
So I was thrilled when I saw this one. Another person might say, oh, we see that all the time. But it is very hard to convey the cultural significance of that gown.
What I like about what Discord did here.
It's horrible. How could you like anything? But anyway, please go on.
What I like about it is that, when you look at the Cher top, it is very interesting that, like, I look over at Discord and I'm going, okay, I don't see how some of these things are connected. And that's really together. I think that's really fascinating. How is it like on the shoulders? It must go underneath her armpits and then connect in the back. Right. And like, I like that there's things that you kind of have your eye drawn to. And I love that she can show off her tattoos like this. I think that's really, really cool. If you had told me this was inspired by Cher, I might have gotten there. If you told me this was inspired by Sarah Paulson,
yeah.
I'd go, no, I don't see it.
But the Sarah Paulson part is so last minute thought.
Yes. And
out of the, sorry, go on.
Why would you
I have thoughts
not
about this garment.
make a green porcupine thing on your head or something to go with it? Why is your hair that with this outfit?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. The fact that neither she or Jane did anything to reference the iconicness of that headpiece in her hair is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get.
So what she's done is she's got these shoulder pieces for some reason. I suppose Sarah Paulson has her shoulders go out, and they're sitting underneath her armpit. You can see the strap there. And then the main part of the bodice of the garment is on a halter neck, sitting weirdly low. The judges said that.
Yeah.
We can all see that. Not helped by her stance. Look at her there, round-shouldered. I mean, I love her walk. I wish that nobody had mentioned her walk and we could just enjoy it.
I love it too. It's
just
so unique. I love it.
I love it.
And then it just sadly flops into these petals with a ghastly green fluff on them. I'm sorry, I hated this. And she was rightly in the bottom. I think the only thing that puts her safe bottom, and we love a safe bottom, is the tattoos and the fact that it was not easy to make. Just because it wasn't easy to make doesn't mean it's good. I hate her hair. I hate the dark eye. I love Discord. I love her in confessionals. I love her interacting with her sisters. This, it cannot stand. It's got to go in the bin.
I agree. Both you and Sarah have kind of articulated what has been wrong with that outfit for me. And
why don't you lead us off with Jane Don't here?
I mean, I like the fact that there's like some red accentuation with the hair. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit uncultured with the Sarah Paulson image of it all. So maybe that's like my problem with really assessing both of these outfits, but they're both okay to me. Like, should she have won over Discord? Maybe.
I think that's a definite, just construction alone.
Yeah, I think that you can definitely see there's a little bit more intent behind Jane's look. There's just more to cover, I guess. Like there's so much more going on with this look. So I'm not mad that she won. I just don't like it.
I do like that she has a little fascinator. At least something is on her head. Sarah, what do you think about this like MAME inspired look? Have you ever been in MAME? Have you ever seen MAME or anything like that?
I love MAME. It's one of my favorite musicals.
It's brilliant. If this runway were yellow and black, the difficult combination, this would be fantastic. Because yellow and black, I love yellow and black, but it is a very difficult combination. I love the hips. I like the shaping. I agree that the coat is too heavy for the gown underneath. But as the only inspiration I can see, and I'm sure she was very, very thoughtful because she's a thoughtful queen and I love her, was really the color combination. And so I don't see, one of the problems is Cher's iconic outfit, Sarah Paulson looking very nice.
And here's the other part of this too. Part of this ends up being what the judges decide to go on or what production decides to go on is what the brief really is, because they could have easily said, well, the brief was to have inspiration from these two looks and we don't see either of these two looks represented here other than color. Then we understand that's the rubric, but they don't want to say that out loud because then we got to start holding people to the same standards And we don't want to do that
Well,
on a judging
how
show.
would that work? How would that work?
Because
So
I think
she should have been safe, not top 3. And I think Mikey Meeks should have had her place in top 3, but she didn't even win her pairing. So yeah.
I think that I like this outfit in terms of just outfits and that kind of thing. I like this. It should have been safe. I think construction wise alone and the details and the hems being clean and everything like that, to me, elevates this more than Discord's. But in terms
she wins the pairing hands down.
1,000%. But I don't think that she comes close to other winning or other outfits in general.
Yeah.
Our next pair is Sierra Mist and Kenya Pleaser. Serotonin, you have to bring us into this. Sierra Mist. Thoughts?
I want to know. I want to know what you think.
Absolutely robbed. This, to me, is the utter perfection, the apotheosis of the integration that we've been asking for.
Oh, yeah.
It is a garment in and of itself. If that walked down the runway on a denim runway, we'd go, oh, how incredible. That it comes from these two looks that we're shown.
Mm-hmm.
That the red threads through as if sort of it's her body, but sort of it's not her body. The simplicity of the denim dress belies how difficult that construction is. Denim is very hard to work with. It's super fun. I love denim. Very, very hard to work with. The way it fits, that bottom photograph of her where she's bending forward, that should expose all the flaws in the fit of the garment, and there is not a single flaw in the fit of that denim garment. If you look at the top picture, the armhole is perfection. The depth of it and the height of it is perfection. Yeah. Then you put the fascinator on. Then you construct.
Yes.
Easily could have been red, boo, but she constructs the denim. I think this to me was the winner.
This is exactly where you take something. Okay, so we had the fascinator moment that I was talking about being kind of like the headpiece for Cher. This is something where they went, okay, he's wearing a denim cowboy hat. This outfit needs a fascinator. Let's make the denim fascinator. It's just, that is so brilliant. Aman, do you think that meat is probably harder to work with than denim? Although Sarah might have the answer to that.
I mean, if Lady Gaga's extensive interview about the culmination of that meat dress is anything to talk about with how hard it is to actually construct meat into a garment, I think that answers your question. I listen. Ooh, I love this so much. I wanted it to win.
It won.
Same.
It won.
This should have won. This should have won hands down.
It's so interesting to me because this is a similar, if not the same shade of red that Kenya used for her meat portion of her garment. And the critique for Kenya was it doesn't give meat. They did not have that same critique for Sierra. And I understand why, because like the hands feel so dripping in blood.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so raw. I don't know if there's like a natural juxtaposition of denim and meat. I don't know if that's like a thing, but it feels so like I see it. I see that she's dripping in meat. Mm-hmm. I see that she's dripping in denim, and I love it. I love it.
The denim has like the way it's cut across makes it look like string on meat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that is just so smart, even though it's not on the red portion. Like to take something that just looks like different hems of the denim, and I just think that was so cool.
I love it.
That chest piece is very as if you've shredded some meat. The very exact place that the glove finishes is perfect. Mm-hmm. Now her face, I love with this. This is her outfit for that face. But you notice she calmed down her lips, which is very interesting.
I think she probably got some critiques off camera or something like that we didn't see, because that was one of the notes I was going to bring up. Was I noticed that her makeup is still very, very bold and incredible and artistic, but I noticed that the lips seemed a little bit more lip-like this time.
I wondered if she was taking inspiration from the Lady Gaga for it, which made me like her even more. And I prefer that history, that fan fantasy that she did it for this. Look, we'll see next week, I suppose. You also know that this is an amazing outfit when your eye travels up from the bottom around the string to the bust line, to the hair, to the head piece, down
and it
to the
doesn't
glove,
get confused at where to look next.
Yes, it travels and then around and back and up. So I just think that if your eye is doing, if you're worried about your ability to critique garments, we all wear garments, you can critique any garment. But one thing you can look at is, does my eye travel and enjoy and go, that's the best part. No, that's the best part. No, that's the best part. And that's the integration and the cohesion. An absolute standout winner as far as I was concerned.
I know. I was shocked that I shouldn't say I was shocked that she didn't win, because I do think our winning outfit was also great. But this is just like, I think that was just far and away the best outfit, the smartest one. And I feel like it was pretty hard for Kenya Pleaser to please the audience compared to what her sister was giving us.
Compared to anybody, really. Sorry, Kenya, I love you.
I really thought this was a great outfit compared to what she did before. We know that she knows how to sew and that kind of thing. But like, I'm not as mad at this as most things I've seen come down the runway after Construction Challenge. I don't know. Aman, what did you think about Kenya here?
I still don't think that it was as bad as the judges would like us to believe. I think that it was very, very well constructed. And I think that, even RuPaul was like, this is such a massive improvement from what we saw during the first design challenge. So like, I think it's cool, but I also can understand like why she didn't quite accomplish the melding of two disparate concepts. I don't get meat. I just get
red
denim, and like I don't even get denim. I just get red and blue, right? Like it's just it's lovely, but it's not what I think it can be.
Sarah, one of the things I like about this is that it does look like finished. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's missing anything. Yeah. So especially like when we looked at Nini's, for example, it looks almost there, but it feels like it's still missing some refinement of something. I don't really get that from her, but I'm not a seamstress and you are. So I want to hear from your perspective. Other than, obviously, I didn't think that she also got the brief correct, so I understand why she'd be in the bottom. But in terms of construction, are my eyes lying to me as somebody who doesn't really know what they're looking at sometimes?
It is well made, but when we get to the lip sync, surprise, she's lip syncing. Sorry if you didn't know that. You will see that it does not fit her because she is continually pulling up. Which, when you are generously endowed on top and you can see it out and about in the street, girls wearing or anybody wearing strapless tops and continually pulling on them. Don't wear it. Don't wear it. Yeah. So it's well made for the most part, and it's certainly finished, but it doesn't fit her properly. And I think if you look at the neckline of little girl, what's her name in Brittany. Denim there. Brittany, thank you. Do you see that slightly more flattering V neckline? Totally. I wish she'd done that.
Mm-hmm.
And it can stay up just as well as the straight across. I just think it would give her a different shape. I don't want to say too much about it because I adore Kenya Pleaser, and basically nothing she does can be wrong as far as I'm concerned.
And she did win that lip sync, I thought.
Oh, not a shenanigan and nothing in sight with that win. So, I'm glad about that. But
I felt like Discord should have been in the bottom over her.
Discord should have been. I agree with you. Discord should have been in the bottom over her. I think that blue and red is very hard, and the red fabric that she chose is not an attractive fabric. So well done, Kenya. Love you. Wish you would win, but no.
I hear you. Our next two are Mia Star and Vita Von Teese Star. Have we gotten confirmation? Are they related in some way?
They are not.
Okay. I just love that they both have Star spelled with 2 R's as like the last name. I just think that's so cool. So we had Team Star, as I'm going to call them. And they had the Lil Kim and Katy Perry combo. And every time I look at that Katy Perry one, I just think of Chandelure, from like a Pokemon, by the way. I don't know why. It's just what I think of. We have Mia Star first. Sarah, what did you think about Mia's interpretation of these two looks together?
Well, thank God someone got a tit out.
I was gonna punch somebody if they had done something like one single butt cheek instead. Like I would have been fine with that because that would have been so funny, like a good reference. But get the tit out, baby.
So tick for that. I do like that neck construction where she's covering the top of the breastplate. Well done. I like her hair. I like the shape of the gown. That pink, strange, ruffly thing could be rethought. I hate Katy Perry. Is one of the problems. I can't look at her. I can't say her name.
I'm with you. I'm so. I hate Katy Perry. I am so.
It's not even her name, Aman. It's not even her name, and she has spent 12 years terrorizing my friend, the costume designer, the clothing designer, Katy Perry, in Australia, and trying to shut her business down.
See, I just think that she's a shit person, and I don't like her music.
She is a shit person. It's gone all the way to the Supreme Court, and they're still appealing it. So,
y'all didn't know that you were getting tea today when you logged in.
Look into it. It's completely horrifying. Anyway.
I saw the Supreme Court stuff, but I turned a blind eye to it. Now I'm in there.
I'm sorry, Aman. Go back to a happy place.
Yes.
It didn't happen. Nothing's wrong.
No, something's wrong.
An astronaut.
Something is wrong.
I'm an astronaut. No, let me tell you. You're a passenger. Anyway, but I do actually like the reference garment for the event that it was made for. So I think that what Mia Star did was really, really lovely. It's basically the Little Kim outfit would be my quibble with it. The hair being a nod to a chandelier. Mia, it's a bit of a long bow to draw, but I think she looks beautiful.
I think that's what the swoops of the pink are supposed to give you the effect of as if you're looking at a chandelier. And if I had to think about that for 3 days, not effective.
Yes. However, as a garment, very nice, proportions nice, it fits her well. The tit, of course, we just adore. So I am not mad that she lost of the pair, but she's definitely saved nowhere near the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. I think when she came up like around the corner, I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're giving the tit. You're definitely giving us Lil Kim. I don't necessarily know about the chandelier of it all. I mean, the judges seem to really appreciate the trimming down the sides. And I'm like, that seems like an afterthought to me, but fine. So I agree with you, Sarah. Like her being the loser of the pair definitely sits right with me because I feel like Vita's was definitely a lot more like well thought out and well constructed. But you know, the one thing that Vita's I think did lack was like the accentuation of the breast. I do like the middle part for Vita, but like if you're going to give homage to Little Kim, bitch, one titty has to be out. It just has to be.
Or you gotta wear titties. If that's the illusion you're going to go for. Because I also think it would have been really cool if both titties weren't out, but you got that cut out in the middle and there was like a nice breastplate there and you saw like the inner and under titty. Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool because you're still making an homage to that. What a great transition, a titcision over to Vita Von T-Star and what we're going to say over here. Aman, any other thoughts on Vita?
I think the headpiece, the construction of the headpiece is like, okay, girl, you're out here being meticulous. The neck piece is a little gaudy for me. I do think that it can be a little less pronounced, but I understand why they love this garment so much, because so much like tailoring went into it. She knows her body, she knows her dimensions, she understands depth. It's so good. It's just a bit extravagant and gaudy for me. That's it.
I kind of felt like some of these hems, like even in the cutout, don't seem super clean. It's not even that it's not clean. It just seems like rough in some way. Like it doesn't sit. Or it looks like it's cut unevenly or weird or something like that, even though it probably is not. When you get the up close one, I like the like bonus skirt that hangs from the chest in a way. Like I think that that's kind of cool, but but it wouldn't look cool if it didn't have the arm capes as well. I think that this is obviously incredibly well constructed and for the most part.
Question.
It is really, really, really beautiful. But I also agree that it somehow still looks cheaper costumey to me. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just those cutout moments that look weird to me in some way.
You needed some boob. I was looking for boob. Once you do that big cutout in the middle, even leave aside Lil' Kim. It needed boob, even small boob, but some boob, sort of blossoming beautifully out of the middle there. Get rid of the gloves. They're awful. Awful's very strong, but I think the gloves cheapen the outfit, and you don't need them because you have the arm.
Yeah, I agree.
So now with her beautiful skin being covered, we don't get that gorgeous play of brown and lilac, which is such a beautiful combination. So I think this color is super good for her, very flattering. Lucky her to get a lovely flattering color like that. And then she's covering up this long extension of the arm. And in her presentation, she uses her arms so beautifully. So I would get rid of the glove. And the bonus skirt, it's the wrong color white, but okay, you didn't have the full choice of everything at Mood. But it's the wrong length. But these are absolute nitpicks out of what to me was the second best of the night.
I agree that this is the second and third best, I would say. Yeah, second best, because we're about to talk about the last pair here in a second, but I'm not mad at Vita winning at all. I feel like Sierra deserved it more. I would have been like way more ecstatic if Sierra won it, but I'm not mad at this outfit. I could never in my wildest dreams.
I think where it falls down is on the brief, which is mash these two looks together.
Yeah. We have our last combo here of Darlene Mitchell and Athena Love. Athena Dion. And this is the combo of Kim Kardashian and Zendaya. And I love that Athena apparently doesn't know anything about one of the judges that is on the show in a circuit. What am I trying to say? One of our judges that we always have. And I'm just sitting back and I'm like, how do you not know? And like Dune 2 came out last year? Like, so it's not like this is old news either. This is pretty recent. But Darlene Mitchell comes out in this look, and I'm gonna just tell you straight up, I felt like Darlene got robbed here, and I think that she
robbed.
I think she should have been in the top 3.
Agreed.
I like Mikey's outfit a lot. I like this so much better.
Yes, you're right.
And I think she should have been in the top 3. I think that she should have been the winning bestie at the very least. This to me is fashion where all the oddities that we love about someone like Darlene meets high fashion at the end of the day. This is so gorgeous to me, and it fits beautifully, and it's stunning to watch her present it. And even when she was just standing there, I was like, she looks like a model, like a statuesque model. Like, this looks like it was made for her, not that she made it for herself, you know? I loved this. I'm sorry. I think she was so robbed.
If there's anybody that's tangentially related to Darlene Mitchell, and can show her this podcast, let her know we believe that you were robbed as hell.
Robbed.
This was ridiculous. The fact that they chose that maiden
They chose
outfit.
this. Guys, they chose
Stop.
this.
Stop. Get it away, my innocent eyes. Oh, thank you.
I also want to say too, this really isn't that bad, but but compared to
it
this,
really is.
It's not.
Yes, it really
Like,
is that bad.
listen,
But
like,
oh,
Athena-
Sarah, you better work. You better work.
Athena
Sarah.
did what she had to do. It's
I
lovely.
agree.
It's great. But like in terms of like
How?
meshing these two together and really because the set, like the anchor of this look, because I feel like out of every pair there's an anchor look. The anchor of this look is Zendaya.
Yes.
Then Kim
has to be.
Kardashian is the accentuation.
Yes.
You focus on Zendaya, and the fact that she was able to do that with the chrome linings and the chrome trimmings, with the form fittingness of it all, with the floral pattern on top of that, she constructed that shit like no other. I'm so pissed that she was put as the losing look for this week. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Yes.
Completely agree. In general, I adore Darlene Mitchell. She is the winner of my heart.
Yeah.
This outfit, I did say I have a thing about shiny fabric. However, let's see how clever she was in her fabric selection. She selected a floral that was metallic. I mean, you've already won. You've already won just on fabric selection. Then the shape, the construction, and again, what I talked about, the eye being led up, down, and up and down. You get to the neck piece, and it's a shock, but it's not a shock as in it's wrong. It's a brilliant shock. And if you look at that top picture there, the construction of the shoulder pieces is very difficult, and they're sitting perfectly, and they're perfectly arranged. Her face, her hair. I don't mind the shoes. I was a teenager in the 70s. We all wore clumpy shoes.
Also,
I think
the only thing that you should have did was just put metal on it.
But yeah, I agree. I think they picked on her shoes, which the dress has a perfect break. It does not show the shoes, does not showcase the shoes.
Exactly. I wasn't even worried about them until they said something about them. Like
they said it so they could give the win to Thingy, in my opinion. So to me, this is actually number 2, and I'd put Vita as number 3. So Sierra to win, Darlene, and then Vita. But that's just my opinion.
I agree with you, honestly. Athena Dion is the other outfit here. Again, this is not poorly constructed in any way
at all. It's lovely.
Actually beautifully constructed, and that material is unforgiving, and it would show everything that doesn't look good on her body, and it looks banging. So there's nothing wrong with that.
The little floral piece on her shoulder, like that. I feel like that probably takes some talent to construct. So like, I don't want anybody to think that we're like shitting on Athena here. Like, this is a beautiful look. It's a beautiful dress, but like, it's not as inspired and as avant-garde as Darlene's was. That's all we're saying. Like, it's lovely. And I do think that there is like a nice, conglomeration of chrome and floral, but not in the same way that the former look was. It's just so much better. But
and I don't get either of the. I would not have thought of either of these if somebody said, "Do you know what this outfit was inspired by?"
No.
And the thing is in a weird way, Athena and Darlene actually had the easiest one because you have to make it look something like what you are inspired by. Otherwise, it just looks like you're wearing metal or florals and that's it, right? So I felt like, yes, that's a difficult combination, but if you stick true to like what Darlene did and said, okay, what's the anchor? What are the most important things that I can take apart that are separate from the other outfit and put them together? Beautifully done. This was, I'm just going to have a sheen material that looks metal, create a little metal flower thing that is gorgeous, and then have a cape. That she didn't even line with silver on the inside.
Lined.
I'm sorry, that alone
line
should have made
your
her not
capes.
win.
Where are the jokes? And line your capes.
Where are the jokes?
To me, this is the epitome of one. So she's got 2 garments on. She's got a gown and a cape.
Mhm.
And the gown is one of the inspirations and the cape is the other. This is not an integration. Okay,
Thank you.
I'm going to just step back. Athena, it's beautifully made. Your body looks amazing. You know how to fit it and you know how to construct. It's the very concept of the outfit that I'm going to object to for the reason already stated. Plus, the cape isn't lined. Plus, you look 65. I don't know why, unless it's an age yourself 30 years challenge, in which case, winner. Why do you want to? Athena, I like her very much. I'm really enjoying her on the season. Very glad she's on the season. But this is, to me, why?
I just want to know, like, you know, what I thought the same thing. I was like, this is probably modeled for some kind of like rich person in a futuristic society going to her pool or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I felt like, some Hunger Games post-apocalyptic capital, but like gonna just go to the pool. Not this is, or I'm just going to lunch with the girls. You know,
and she's going to flip open that floral thing, and the entire garment and cloak is going to fall to her feet, and she'll be in a gorgeous little skimpy bathing suit. Yes, I love it.
All right. Well, that was all the looks, and that was the main challenge. Is there any? And we talked obviously about Faint Gate. Is there anything else? I think we all agreed that it was a pretty easily Kenya Michaels win. I don't know how much of her. I think Breyer kind of was like, I gotta go.
Who did you just say won?
Oh,
She said
Kenya Michaels. Kenya Pleaser. Ah! To be fair, Kenya Michaels probably would have won that lip sync, as she's very good. But oh god,
but even if she hadn't, even if Kenya hadn't won it, which she did, I think Breyer lost it.
Yeah.
More importantly,
I think
because she did a very strange. Every move that Kenya made, she gave her the side eye, and then she did it like, see, I can do it better because I'm smaller and younger. It's like, can you please do your own moves? And it wasn't that thing where two queens start to work together really beautifully, which I love in a lip sync. But to me, Breyer lost it as much as Kenya won it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there was that moment where, you know, sometimes, like, I think there's a moment of imitation that works well for some queens, a la Ben de la Creme. I think that she understands how to be like, oh, bitch, I can do that too. Whereas there are other queens that I'm like, you're corny.
or they do it worse. So,
yes.
I can do that. Oh, no, I can't. And then it's a comedy moment.
Exactly. So I think that I do think that Kenya did ice her out a bit in this. But I was sad to see Breyer go, because I do think that, you know, all of the critique about her being so like forward and being very like, you know, not as, what's the word? Just being very voracious with her teasing of other queens. I feel like it was nice to see her like get the feedback that it's like, bitch, you need to back up a little bit, and that she was like internalizing that. So I wanted to see where that was going to go. But
and I also want to give her props for that, because she wasn't defensive.
Yeah.
You'll notice that people, or at least what we saw, I mean, she might have been defensive in the like, why are you all just telling me this now kind of thing? But like, normally queens will try to go on the offensive as a defense or something like that, and she took it to heart. And obviously it hurts when you're told truths about yourself, and you're also noticing that you're being filmed, that's going to be on national television, so you're probably worrying about that. I'll be the first one to tell you, in the first episode of this podcast, I said she's probably going to be the bitch that doesn't understand why she's getting, or doesn't care that she's being called a bitch and wants to be known as one. I really don't think that's her. I think what we're finding here is that this is a young person who likely, like many people, especially who turn to drag and everything, have gone through. I imagine this is somebody who has had to put up a front for a long time. Plus, she lives in a tough city like Boston. Like, there's likely a lot of, I didn't realize I was coming across this way, and that blurs with how I feel. I don't think Briar is somebody that wants to be known as not being able to hear a no from someone, right? And I want to give her a lot of props. And I also want to give props to the editors. Thank you for putting in that she's sitting there and crying and having a moment with Juicy and talking about that, because that is important. We all have moments where we learn something about how we're making other people feel, and we have a mirror pot to ourselves. And if we all instead had a moment to decompress and try to process it and talk it out, that is incredible television. So I just wanted to give the props there for that.
Yeah, I mean, she went to the right person, another young person who didn't say, oh, fuck those bitches, don't listen to them. Yeah. Juicy was like really amazing in that moment. Let her cry, let her have her feelings, validated her as a person, but didn't let her off the hook. And Beth, I loved what you said last week about what's teasing and what's bullying and what's where you find the line and how you feel it. And I just go back to Briar is so young. But I really liked how you articulated that. And as you're learning, how do you know the difference between someone going, oh, stop it, and stop it? Even though the words are the same. Consent is difficult, yes, but we have to keep trying, and we have to keep talking about it, and we have to keep experiencing what it is and what it isn't. And that's where language lets us down, but feeling the other person gives us the answer in your example from last week.
And understanding that consent is not just spoken. Most human communication is nonverbal. It's your tone of voice, it's your body language, it's the volume that you're speaking at, it's the inflections that you use. It's all these things that we use to signal what we are trying to get across, and our words are often deceptive. And so what we actually need to do is take a long, hard look at ourselves and say, oh, I fucked up and I need to learn and I need to process this and I need to sit with the hurt I have caused other people. And that's something that we don't want to do.
Super hard. That's super hard.
Get used to doing that enough. You get to process and grow. And I got to also say, Briar last week tweeted out a video of, or tweeted out, said, wow, Mandy absolutely destroyed me in that lip sync. Like, so this is a queen that is has enough humility, coming from the same town in circles as Plain Jane. Do you think Plain Jane ever would have said that? I don't think so.
No.
She was easily able to say that first. God love her, but no. So I just got to say, for someone who is as young as she is, you are growing exactly how you should. And the fact that you had to do it in front of millions of people is a testament to your bravery. So
Australians even.
Yeah. Oh, even the Australians.
But I think that's a really good point, because you can't tell if you lost the lip sync.
No.
Because you can't see the other queen. I mean, you get glimpses, you see who the judges are looking at.
But you're more focused on.
Exactly. So when she comes in and is told you shouldn't have won, that is a huge blow.
It's an assault. Yeah.
It's an assault. Yeah. For her to tweet that, Beth, thank you for saying that she did, because good on you, Briar.
And it was last week before this episode. So that really tells me a lot about what she has been able to grow from this experience. And I am really excited to see what else she has to bring. Yeah. So hopefully she continues on that growth journey. Well, if we want to continue your growth journey of following you on different social media sites and such, where can people find you, Sarah?
If they would like to find me, they can find me at Sarah Carradine on Blue Sky, or at Kicky Legs on Instagram. I don't post very much, but, hey, I'm there. And you can also listen to my weekly true crime podcast that I do with Murray Forth. It's called Crime Scene, SEEN, don't get it wrong. And that's available where you get any podcast. Beth, past and future guest.
Yes.
Aman, too scared to come on. We appreciate your honesty.
I am scared. She's not wrong.
Aman is like one of the most purest souls when it comes to this. Like, I don't
adorable. We want him on the
podcast. To being on that podcast, and they were like, "We're going to be talking about this shit," and I was like, "Oh no!"
Literally, you are on our list of when we get a nice crime to have you on.
Petty theft.
Come on and talk about fruitcake.
Yeah, do a true crime podcast about like where a monkey steals some keys and it took a long, and then that's how we figured it out. And Aman's gonna be like, I did not see that coming. The whole time it was the monkey, and it was amazing. Like it has nothing to do with murder or anything.
Yes. We're on the lookout.
That'd be so cute. I would love that.
Thank you for having me, both of you. This has
Sarah,
been
thank you so
a
much for
dream.
joining us. Aman, where can people find you? What are you up to?
You can find me everywhere at Aman Adwin. I am here throughout the rest of the season for Drag Race, and I'm with Matt Lagori over at the Diary Room, where we have been whittling down all of these Big Brother players to figure out who is the best of them all. So check us out over there, wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. And you can follow me at Beth-Dixon on Blue Sky or at AugustaWind11 on TikTok and Instagram, although I don't know if I'm going to be on TikTok much longer now. And so you can also catch me up on one of the upcoming videos about Tiffany Irwin coming up for Survivor 50. I'm very excited to break that down with Mike Bloom. And I think that's all I'm up to as well. You'll have to catch Aman and myself next week when we are back to talk about episode 5. We would like to thank everybody for their support, especially those behind the scenes at RHAP. We want you all to stay safe, be alert, look out for each other, and form community at this time. In our community, we are excited to see you next week. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.